Hey, this is Gaming with A, and today we're gonna talk about the classes in Defiance 2050. So this is a quick guide to help you out get started with the right class that you actually gonna enjoy. So we're gonna break down the main ability, the stats, and the role of this class for you. So when you create an account, you will have 4 different classes that you can choose from. And here are the following. The first one will be Assassin, the second one will be Assault, the third one is gonna be the Combat Medic, and the last one is the Guardian. And those are the 4 basic class. I know there is the premium or the featured class that will be updating in the near future that we're gonna get, and apparently they are going to decide to add a lot of them, so we will have that in every few months. Now with the basic, if you bought the founder pack, one of the pack will unlock you automatically the 4 of them. But if you decide not to pay them, there is no problem. But you will, at first, per character you can only have 1 class, and then by progressing to Defiance 2050 you will acquire them via currency. So at the end you can get the 4 classes without paying any dollars, so it is nice to have. Keep in mind there will be some kind of grinding to collect this in-game currency in order to purchase the other class, but what do we expect? It is a loot-based shooting game MMO, so yeah, grinding is a big part of this game. So the first class I actually want to talk about is the Assassin. So Assassin have 2 paths within the class that you can choose from. One of them is long distance damage dealing, and the second one is the close distance damage dealing. You will understand exactly what I'm saying when I'm gonna talk about the main ability, but for now, this class is the DPS damage dealer. So it is the best one to choose if you want to deal the most damage. And not only that, it has the stealth ability. So yeah, it is Assassin. Now let's talk about the ability. So the ability of Assassin, the first one that you will actually get is the stealth ability. And what is special about this one is whenever you call out of stealth ability, or by shooting or just by times up, you will increase your damage for a couple of seconds, and that can even be double the damage. So it is a very powerful ability. Now let's talk about the second ability, Biotoxin. It's an AoE attack that will give a toxin effect to some enemy, and when you actually kill it, it will explode and spread out this toxin to other enemy within the area. So very similar than a virus. So the second ability on this tier 2 main ability of Assassin, I don't have it as if right now by recording this video because this game is not out yet, and Assassin has less information than anything else. Now in the tier 3 ability you will have an option of 2. Now the first one is actually you can summon a sword, and this is where the close distance damage dealing came into importance. And the second one is a sniper, so you'll have to decide if you want to be a close distance damage dealing or a long distance damage dealing with the Assassin. So to let you know guys, on the main ability you can only choose one within tier. The first one there is only one, the second one there is 2 options, and the third one there is 2 options. So from those 2 options that you have, you can only choose one main ability. Now let's talk about passive ability. Passive ability, you have 3 options on every tier, and there is 3 tier, and with those one you can spread all over the place, but you will have 5 credit, and to max out one it costs 5 credit. So the first tier of passive ability is you have the option to increase your damage, you can bleed, or give movement speed. I'm not gonna go in too much into detail, but just to give you an idea. The tier 2 passive ability, you have one option of increasing recoil recovery with the sniper, so it's very good for the long distance. The second one is pistol increased damage, And the third one, on critical kill, you can reload faster. And now the tier 3 passive ability is one of them. I find it very good, is attack enemy from behind. It will increase your DPS, so that is very powerful. The second one is critical hit, has a chance to stun the enemy. And the last one is you will deal more damage when the enemy has low health. So this is a summary of assassin class. Now you have to decide between long distance damage dealer or close distance damage dealer, and you can always change those skills on the go, so not while fighting but like in your option and menu. So yeah, let's talk about Guardian now. Guardian is the tanking in Defiance 2050, so it is the best option if you wanna be someone and be the center of attention. Choose Guardian. So it has a lot of defensive ability and it can take a lot of damage, and they can bring the aggro toward them. So let's talk about exactly what is his main ability. The first one is going to create a wall in front of you, so all the long distance enemy who is shooting toward you will go toward this wall and it won't touch you, so you can protect even someone fighting on your side, like for example an assassin. We have to think about teamwork as well in this game. So in the second tier of ability, the first one is called Bolster, and this one will increase your vitality, armor, and as well you would take 50% less damage for 15 seconds. Now the second one in this tier 2 ability is the Taunt. So it will send out a signal causing all nearby enemy to attack you. So this is when you pull the aggro toward you. Now on the tier 3 ability, there is one called Steadfast. It will reduce 50% of the damage, however you will move 25% slower. It's gonna be interesting to look at this one. The last one is Shockwave. It will damage and stun the enemy in line in front of you, so that's pretty much powerful. So let's talk about the passive ability as well. The tier 1, you have the option of healing or reducing active cooldown, and or reflect some damage to the enemy, so if someone shoots you or attack you, it will go back toward them. The tier 2 passive is one of them. Whenever you rescue a downed friend, it gives a buff and threat damage toward you, so you will be more powerful and people will aggro you. For the two other one and the tier 2 passive, unfortunately it wasn't on the live stream where I collected most of the information for this video. Now let's talk about the tier 3 passive. The first one is gonna reduce explosive damage. Yeah, reduce damage each time you're attacked. Okay, so this is cool. And or if you die, you are revived with 1 HP with few seconds on invisibility to recover back. So that's very good one. It's actually a very good one, I think. So as you can see, like the Guardian is a survivor. Is someone who can take damage and can deal some damage. So I think it is a very good class if you want to be the center of attention, like I said before. Now let's talk about the comeback method. It is a very interesting one. This one mainly is for someone who want to support, buff, heal, and make a good team partner. I think Combat Medic will be the one for you. So the first one I want to talk about is the Healing Boat. And the Healing Boat is the first main ability that you will be unlocking. And this one is very interesting because it is here, it heals you up, and whenever like it's about to die, instead it went toward the enemy and explodes. So it is very interesting. Now for the tier 2 ability, there is one called Protection Spike. And this one is like a totem that is stationary, and everything around that as term of ally will have a decrease of incoming damage, so it's very useful sometimes. The second one that you have as an option is Inspire. This one will increase damage done by yourself and all friendly units, so it is a buff that most of us will enjoy to have this combat medic in our team. So the tier 3 ability, one of them is the Revive Spike, so very similar than the protection spike, and if I'm down I just have to go toward the totem and I'm gonna get like revived automatically. So it is good when you have a lot of down player. Now the last one is called Ego Refresh. So this one will reduce the cooldown of your ability for you and your neighbor player. Very useful this one as well. So let's talk about the passive ability. So the tier 1. So the first one that you're actually gonna unlock is for the healing bolt. It will reduce the cooldown duration for self-revive every time the bolt heal allies. Now unfortunately the two other one I wasn't able to get them. So let's talk about the passive tier 2. Every time the bolt heals, it gives back some ammos. The second one, it increases accuracy with the LMG. And the last one, it increases the critical hit of the pistol. So it's very powerful if you use pistol, but who will use that? So let's talk about the passive tier 3. Every time the bolt heals, it improves the fire rate. For you and your allies, by the way. When you revive an allies, other group member revive too. So this is very powerful and it can actually replace the revive spike. Yeah. And the last one, for every kill you and your allies do, it increases the movement speed. So as you can see, the combat medic is very supportive and can heal, revive, and is a support class more than anything else and a healer. So very powerful and very good team member to be part with. The last one is the Assault. So Assault is a well surrounded class. So it is good if you are planning on doing more solo content, and as well if you want someone who is good at everything. Plus he's a pretty good DPS damage dealer. So the first main ability that you can actually unlock is Sprint. It will give you a movement speed. Now for the second tier, you will have one of them called Super Melee. So as you guessed it, it will deal more melee damage. The second one is Healing Steam. This one is very useful, especially if you play solo content. It will heal yourself back to the full health, shield and armor. So self-explanatory, but it's very good. Now for the third tier, there is one called Close Combat. This one will increase your damage when you are in a close range, so it's very useful. The second one is Concussion Blast. So we stun enemy in an area around you. So very useful as well if you need to get away or need a break. So now let's talk about the passive tier. The first one, you will reload faster while you sprint. The second one is on every kill you recharge faster. And the last one is you're gonna self-revive faster. The tier 2 passive is the first one is gonna give you higher accuracy with an AR and SMG. The second one is gonna reduce fall damage of a shotgun. The last one, it will reduce the cooldown on grenade. And on the last tier, the first one is gonna be dodge. So it will help you dodge without you dodging. So it's very interesting. The second one is every kill will regen you. and the last one will give you additional ammos. So this is the summary of Assault. As I said, he's a well-rounded character. So if you are more as a solo player or need something to be good at everything, it is as well a good starting point into Defiance, because after the other one you can unlock them and get them, but this one will be all around a very good class. So this is the review of the 4 main classes of Defiance 2050. Now if you enjoyed this kind of video, hit the subscribe button, because I will be uploading a lot of content on Defiance 2050, multiple videos per week hopefully. So I enjoy this game, the beta was good, and I have a good feeling about the future of this game. So if you enjoyed Defiance 2050, hit the subscribe button, because I will do more guide, news, and everything related to Defiance 2050. So thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you on the next one.